Host Nelson with Cascade Sports. And today we've got the high school coach of the year over here at the IL, Coach Kareemah Evans. Uh, Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Coach, first of all, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. You've been on the show at the beginning of the season. I think y'all were the first girls team that we had on.
Yes, sir.
And your girls, they was talking big Willie stuff, as far as I'm concerned, what they were going to do during the season, and they was all. I'm saying they was all up, and
Yeah.
I think one of the major questions I asked each one of them had they bought into your program and your coaching style,
Yes, sir.
and so without further ado, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, how long you've been coaching, and then get to the current team that you're coaching and what this season was like for you.
Okay. I'm Coach Evans, but I go by Coach K. I am the head coach at Central High School in the Cascade School District. I started out coaching the AAU team, Legends basketball program. I got the opportunity to be the assistant coach for Central last year. That's when I first met the group of girls that you met. I kind of got they were still big talk then. But from then on, I got switched over to head coach for this season, and it wasn't a big adjustment because again I spent last year with them, so it was good to have the same group of girls that I started out with. The season went really well for us. In the beginning, we was on a good little run there, but you always got to get humble mid-season. So those humble to push through. We went through a lot on and off the court. We dealt with some things that almost broke us down team, but the team that I have and the girls that I have, they really stuck it out and they stuck together to finish the season. We finished 13-7, and that's including the postseason. We made it through the first round of districts, and then we lost the second round to Richmond, which was a good game. Unfortunately, I had a few injured players, so I only had 6 on the bench. But even so, with that, they still played their hearts out that game, and they fought as hard as they can fight. So that's all I could be thankful for during that moment.
Hey, Coach, how did all the tumultuation in the Kansas City School District, with them talking about closing and especially closing Central, do you think that that had any effect on your team whatsoever over the last year and a half?
Oh, great question. Academically, I think it affected them a little bit more academically. But what I pushed for when that news came out and things like that, my motto for the season was go out with a bang. If they was gonna close Central, we was gonna go out with a bang and we was gonna make them remember us. And that kind of lit some fire under them. And they play like it. They play like they wanted to go out with a bang. And I think even though they're keeping school open now, I really think that we still went out this season with a bang.
What's your most memorable moment from this season?
Oh, well, it's not really a positive one, but it was one that really brought everybody together as a team, and we really got brought together on the emotional level as well. It was January 26th, and I can remember this vividly. We was playing Center High School, and those games are always huge, always huge. And I had one of the players go for a loose ball, and she hit her head in the bleachers, and so it was very traumatic for us because the ambulance had to be called and things like that. But from that moment, I feel like they kind of got a glimpse of life is short. We don't know what's going to happen next. And when one of our players go down, it really hurts. So that kind of brought us back together as a team to be there for her, but at the same time be each other. And it really made the bond stronger for us to even play better on the court.
What kind of participation did you have from the student body this year?
You know what? That was one of my biggest push for us this year. Because last year, the stands was a little empty, but I created us a social media account, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and I really pushed girls out there. I even took my time to make them posters, put around the school and things like that. We took pictures, and when you got a coach that can do all that, it kind of helps. But we had a lot of support from the students and the teachers, and I think that really pushed them because last year they were so used to playing without people in the crowd, but to have people out there supporting them, I think that really helped too.
Hey, Coach. So you hit on a key subject for me, being in media and what have you. And I think I talked to you off camera about Coach Lowe from Lincoln Prep, and I just got finished doing some things with him. A lot of coaches don't even, I don't feel, understand the importance of advertisement. When I say exposure, I should say,
Right.
their players and their programs. And we had that little discussion because he came from Kansas City School District, and a lot of superintendents and things act like they don't recognize that sports is really the label of your school. And I talked about, you got a UCLA, a Stanford, but and all these big schools, they got hell of academic programs for sure, but they are known for their sports programs, and that helps your enrollment and everything else. And that's why I was saying about the closing and what have you, because when you have someone like yourself, but the school, from my point of view, they should be taking care of that, getting you out on social media, getting your program out there, soliciting support. So the stands be full. That might be the time that you need that extra oomph to beat a Richmond or beat a team on the home team court. So with that said, do you have anything to add to that?
Absolutely. So I did take it upon myself to start the Instagram and the Facebook, but I was really blessed to have administration and principals, the athletic director, to be behind me on that, as well as our actual school page and Instagram was like that. It was always reposted. It was always supported. So I'm really blessed to have a school that actually will stand behind me and kind of give me the tools and stuff to even do that.
With Cascade Sports being home to student athlete, how important are them books in your program?
Number one, always come number one. The books always come before basketball, and that's something that I really pushed for this year. I even had girls who, some of them even became ineligible, but I still was pushing because at the end of the day, you're still my athlete. So we're gonna get you better.
Tell me this, and tell our audience this. How does it feel when some of your players become ineligible? Because I'm an athlete from the '60s, and damn it, I was ineligible but I was college. I was ineligible my first 2 seasons because I didn't study and didn't do what I needed to do, and I learned a whole lot of lessons from that. Not just what I was doing to myself, but how my teammates and my coach. Talk a little bit about that part of coaching this year and losing athletes. And do you think that those athletes matured and learned from that experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Always losing a player to ineligibility it sucks. Because you're on them, they just don't get it. But what I would say about my girls is that, it did suck because I started out with 23 and then I would just inch it down from injuries to people being ineligible. But those same girls that was ineligible still showed up to practice. They still showed up to the study halls. They still come to me every day. I mean, it's easier because I'm a teacher at the school, but they still come and like, look, like I got my grades up. I know they wasn't up during the season, but they're up. And majority of them were freshmen. So, they're kind of starting out. But for me, coaching is always beyond basketball. You have to be that teacher. Even if I wasn't a teacher, you have to be that teacher. You have to be that person to push them because they might not have anybody in their life to do that. So sometimes it falls on you. You spend a lot of time with them, on the court. And sometimes they just look forward to coming to see you. So to know that they have somebody to push them beyond basketball is what they really need. So all my girls that was failing
Sports, I've been doing this so long that I just don't do schools no more. I just don't do coaches no more. Yeah. And it was pleasant for me to wake up and coach says, Mr. Nelson, check this out. We need to, I'm saying, because who's doing that free? Who's just coming to do you? But when I can work with coaches like you and Coach Lowe and what have you, and understand the value of social media, understand the value of what Cascade does, then hey, let's bend over backwards to make sure that your program and your athletes. Now, what I want to talk about, talk about some of your athletes that you want to highlight and give some props to, and what you're looking forward to this upcoming season, and who you looking to perform for you this upcoming season.
Yeah, of course. So you interviewed some of them again. The ones you interviewed the first time around was majority of my varsity team, and those was the girls that I started out with from the beginning. I had a few of them. I had two of them, like I said, make first all conference team. I had two make second team. I had an honorable mention. Um, I was really excited to see the growth that they made from the first time that I met them. From going to last year being the team in the IL that got beat all the time to the team that was winning in the IL, it really showed that improvement can be made. It's not all about talent. It's all about those coachable kids. And for my kids to be coachable and for me to have that relationship with them, to be able to build them, I was excited to see that my work and without the time that I was putting in and the time that they was putting in, it turned out to be good for all of us. I'm really excited. I had 4 seniors. Shiloh was one of the seniors. She's actually playing in the All-Star game on Sunday at Lansing High School. I'm losing 4 of them, so I only have 3 veterans left after this year. So kind of in the rebuilding phase, but the rebuilding phase is gonna be with those freshmen that I had this year and the freshmen that I pushed. So I feel like we have a good future ahead of us, to just even, to put Central back on the map. I mean,
Any of the girls get any looks from any of the JUCOs or anything?
So Shiloh has a couple of looks. She doesn't have an offer just yet, but she knows as an athlete, she knows that she has more work to do, and she's one of those athletes that's willing to do anything to put herself out there. So her playing in this All-Star game, she comes in the gym with me after school. We've been in the gym this week. She's a little nervous about the All-Star game, but I told her just go have fun. But I don't have nobody like actually signed to go to college, but she's working. She's working.
Hey, you coaches out there, you college coaches, hear what Coach Evans says. She got one that's trying to work, trying to do this and trying to do that. The that's how I was. I had a lot of baby fat, and I just needed a chance. Because once your mind kick in, and as you said, she sees what she can do now. Coaches, give Coach Evans a ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling.
Absolutely.
Get you a hustler. You know you want somebody diving on the floor.
Yep. Hey, and she a 4.0 student, so we gonna put that out there too.
Oh boy, that's a godsend for these coaches where they can get that academic scholarship for them and they can play. Oh
yes, yes, that's what we're pushing for.
Hey, Coach. So, what are you looking to do? What was your record this year? And this is for posterity. What are we looking to do for next year?
Yes, sir. Regular season, we finished 12-6. We add the postseason games in there again. We was 13-7. That's a winning season for us from where we was last year. And unfortunately, we had a few games that got canceled due to weather and Chiefs parade and all that. But despite all of that, I feel like from where we were to where we came to, it's a blessing. It's a blessing because they worked and they worked and they worked for it despite anything else that was going on, despite everything that was happening to us. I mean, it was mid-season. I wasn't gonna have a team, but
Coach,
they came back.
How many assistant coaches you got?
1.
Run it down. Give them their props.
Well, hey, Coach Albright.
Let's get their name, rank, and serial number.
Yes, Coach Brooke Albright. She stuck with me. She stuck with me. She did everything that I asked her to do. She helped me where I needed to be helped. When the emotional thing come through, and we all human. We all have our moments. And when I was losing players to injuries and concussions and things like that, it kind of took a toll on me. But she was there to be like, hey, you're doing a great job this season. Keep pushing yourself. So to have somebody behind you to push you like that, it's the greatest gift in the world.
It's not flaky.
It's not flaky at all. That was there, 10 toes down, 10 toes down.
Yeah, right. Hold it. That your players can see that, and that, to me, that all of that solidarity works on building a winning mindset.
Yes.
That I don't want to let my teammates down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in winding this up, Coach, what do you have to say to the audience in general about your team, about the upcoming season, and what would you have to say to specifically for young athletes, not just in your program, but young female athletes, I would say, about the sport?
So what I would like to say to everybody, first I want to thank everybody at Central High School, from the admin, the Principal Holland, Michael Robbins, down to Jacob Kilo, who's the AD. I just want to thank them for sticking behind me and giving me the opportunity to even be here at Central High School. If I didn't have a team behind me, I wouldn't be who I am. So Coach of the Year, I wouldn't have that if I didn't have a team behind me. So I want to thank them first. And forgive me, but thank God, God bless me with, and I should have been thanking him first, but I thank God for blessing me to even be at Central, because when I told everybody I'm gonna be coaching at Central, I got that side eye, and I'm like, it's really not that bad. So, and I appreciate you, because we didn't have none of this last year, and we don't have funding and boosters like these other schools. So that's why I put a lot of work, and we put a lot of work into that social media and things like that, because the kids love to see themselves. They're not able to see themselves because they don't have somebody behind them to do it. So yes, I take my time to make posters and print them off, and the admin helped me and Kilo helped me, so it's important. And to all the female athletes out there, you are heard, you are seen, you are able, and you can do it. Regardless of what anybody tell you, you can do it. If you want to play basketball, play basketball. If you want to play football, play football. You are not weak. You are strong, and you are capable of becoming and doing anything that you want to do in the sports world.
All right, that's what's up, Coach. And as we always close on all our programs, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. But when we talking about that hardball, we talk about Cascade Sports, baby. We going hard in the paint.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.